Hey trackies, welcome back to another video. Guess what? We've actually made it. Yes, we are on as things stand right now, at least for that epic clash in the men's 100 meters coming up on the 3rd of May in Keisho, China. And I'm absolutely looking forward to it, where we will see line up the Olympic silver medalist, a man that has a time of 9.77 seconds, Kishane Thompson, and guess what? The fastest man in the world this year in 2025. Akani Simbine. Now, Chakis, I'm absolutely thrilled and looking forward to this race. And as I said, as things stand right now, the clash is still on, and I'm excited. Now, of course, many people are probably thinking that by the time we roll around to the 3rd of May, which is on Saturday, we may see a certain athlete pull up, but check his fingers crossed that he will definitely still be competing because we are looking forward to him opening up his season over that 100 meters. Now, let's go through the lineup of this men's 100 meters. We have from Great Britain, Jeremiah Azul; from the USA, Christian Coleman; from Cameroon, Emmanuel Esime; from Kenya, Ferdinand Omanyala; from South Africa, Akani Simbine. I did speak on him. He's the fastest man in the world, 9.90 seconds. Then we have from Botswana, Letsile Teboho. Of course, from Jamrock, we have Kishane Thompson, the Olympic silver medalist. And of course, we have from Jamaica as well, Rohan Watson. And from China, Zhengyi Ji. Right? So those are the athletes that will line up in this men's 100 meters. Interestingly, all these athletes, save Kishane Thompson, lined up just a few days ago in China as well in Xiamen over the 100 meters. And it went something like this with Akani Simbine walking away with the win. That was pretty much my expectation. Given what I've seen so far from everybody else, Akani Simbine was, leading the field by a solid margin. And it definitely showed in that 100-meter race as well in Xiamen. He cleared everybody and then some. Everybody else was, pretty much behind him in a line trying to, figure out the rest of the positions. No, nothing really impressive yet from anybody else outside of an Akane Simbine that we saw last weekend. But as we know, when these races, or these competitions go down, we tend to see incremental improvements week in, week out, right? So that is also my expectation for a few of these athletes. We may have seen some 10-1s, a few days ago. My expectation is by the time we get around to, May 3rd, we may see, 10 O's, from a few of these athletes as well as they get closer to, sub 10 potentially as the season progresses. The World Championships is all the way in September. So we have some going to go before these athletes are expected to be at their absolute best. And again, a few of them also probably don't have to worry, majorly about any strong competition from a, country perspective when they have to go to their trials, to qualify. So again, the expectation really is to be ready for September. That being said, the big question is, where will Kishane Thompson feature in this race? Now, track is it's so interesting when I think about Kishane Thompson and his track record competing since he's come to the forefront of male sprinting, and he's pretty much been a winner. He stays winning. He picked up a silver medal in the Olympic Games. He lost a few in 2023, but since then, track is it's literally been chat to me back, chat to me back. He's literally been a winner since then. So going off that history, track is all we can say is that my expectation is to see a Kishane Thompson come out and win. Though it is his first race, track is it's hard not to call him as a winner given again his track record. And again, there's not much track record for him this early in the season as well. If we go back to his previous years, he pretty much opened up his season running the 100 meters June, July, right? And again, opened up very strongly with very solid times. Eventually would go on in those seasons to run times like in 2023, where he clocked a 9.85 as his personal best to end out the season in September. And then, of course, we have him in 2024 clocking that new personal best of 9.77 seconds. Again, though, opening a season June, July, in those years. If we go back to 2022, though, before he really came to the fore is the first year we really had him attempt what I would say is a full season before it was cut short. That is 2022. Now, he would have opened up his season running something like a 10-2, but track is that Kishane Thompson and Kishane Thompson now are two different Kishane Thompson. So there's no way my expectation is that, a man that has run, 9.77, that has shown us each year that even just opening his season, he's ready to clock sub tens, that he's going to open up running, a 10-2. I definitely think we shouldn't use this as a gauge for him because, again, this was before Kishane came to the fore. The following year, he pretty much opened up at the national trials. I do believe he had a race before that, but it's not on record, right? But he pretty much opened up at trials and ran ridiculously 9.91 seconds. That's 2023. And then, of course, as I said, went on in that same year to end off with a 9.85 seconds. So, again, given everything that we know about him since he has come to the fore, it's hard for me to expect him to turn up in a race, even with the world leader being there. And that is a man that has already clocked 9.90 seconds. That is Akani Simbine looking good. I've been speaking about how much, when he came to the fore from me back in the day when, he was still competing with the likes of a Usain Bolt. He had a fantastic start, not so much a good finish. And then he kind of worked on the finish, but somehow he lost it at the start. And now here we are in 2025, where seemingly he has now put things together and is making things now interesting because he's one of those men that made it to the Olympic finals last year as well, and I believe finished fourth. He's the ever fourth, but that 9.82 was no joke, and he definitely, to me, seems as though he's on track this season to possibly go sub 9.8. Interestingly, he may end up being a 9.7 man, right? So he's definitely one to look out for this season when it comes to just the men's 100 meters holistically, and should not be underestimated. That being said, Kishane Thompson is still the man, right? And I'm expecting Kishane, interestingly, as I said, even though he's not done anything in that 100 meters so far, to come out and still be able to cover an Akani Simbine, guys. But track is also, keep in mind that this is the first 100 meters of 2025 for Kishane Thompson. So it's okay, if he doesn't win. Again, we're building towards what is important. For a Jamaican of his stature and magnitude, clearly the most important thing is heading to trials. So he's getting ready for trials, and then, of course, potentially the world championships after that. So no crazy, expectations. Track is, even though I'm saying I want him to win and I think he's going to win because that's all he's shown us, right? If he doesn't, that's okay as well. Let's just see where he starts and, of course, where we go from there. As I said, we also have other men in the field like a Christian Coleman. Hasn't been impressing me in recent times, I have to say. And, where he finished as well when it came to the race in Jaime, he was fourth, 10.18 seconds. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there with him. Ferdinand Omanyala is in the race as well. I expect him to feature heavily. He did. He was second in Jaime, so I'm expecting him to feature again. Let's see what Letsili Boho does in this men's 100 meters. He ran a 10.20 in Jaime. So again, I'm looking for steady incremental improvements. I have my eye on him though because I'm a little concerned, but here what? I'm going to say the same thing. It's early. He pretty much has nothing to worry about when it comes to qualifying because who is going to, compete with him? So he really just has to get ready for September. But as I indicated, I've been seeing a lot of major championships in these recent years, picking up injuries. Even Carson Warholm, I was thinking about recently, where, last year he picked up the silver medal from the Olympic Games and he was literally, fighting injuries. And that is because year in, year out, he's been going really hard, breaking world records, winning gold medals. That was literally Carson Warholm year in, year out for these championships that were coming up. And at some point, the body will break down. So, when it comes to Let's say Tobago, again, I'm not calling down injury on him, guys. So don't think that's what I'm doing. I'm just saying if that's what's happening, then we have to be understanding as well because the athletes have really been going hard every single year. But yeah, I'm still wishing him all the best nonetheless. But I do expect Kishane to win this race. I'm expecting Akani Simbine to be, there for second. And to round out maybe top three, we have Ferdinand Omanyala. We may still have a Christian Coleman in the conversation and a Jeremiah Azu as well. So let's see how it goes when we actually get to May 3. And of course, the big question, yeah, is will Kishane even turn up? Will Kishane even turn up, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Of course, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.